Hello. Excuse me, I need to just set one more thing up. Ah. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you've been doing well. There are a couple of directions I can take this. I noticed that I can attack both of these castles this turn and potentially remove Mana Silesia from the game. They don't have a whole lot of monsters left. So defending both castles is going to be a problem. Of course, their knights are still strong, but they're not so strong that they can't take a good surround. Of course, I don't have enough knights to defend those castles afterwards, so I'm gonna have to retreat and let the surrounding kingdoms take those castles for free. But that will also improve my situation, believe it or not, because that means they'll have to guard those castles, which will spread them out a bit, and it means I don't have to worry as much about my own defenses. So after that I can push forward in the south. And who knows, maybe beating Mana Silesia will allow me to recruit some more knights. That's certainly what happened with Ascaris. That being said, I'm still nervous about this. I think it's going to be tougher to separate Rudo from his companions this time because they'll be grouped together. It won't be a pincer on their end. Another problem is that I will not have very strong defenses down here. So I might very well lose another castle. I think Angela will be okay. But Shumenli? Yeah. It's looking pretty iffy. I can only hope that the monsters he's bringing are strong enough to dissuade the AI from attacking. There's a good chance I'll have to retreat, though, and retake the castle later. I think it's worth it if it means I don't have to deal with Rudo anymore. The next question is whether I should attack with what I have or wait a turn to bring Ginny and possibly Adu up to make the battle easier. That's a tough one for me, because each turn I leave them alone gives them more time to summon more monsters to fill out their armies. Although with a total of 400 mana at their disposal, I'm not convinced that they'd be able to rapid fire summon stuff. I think I'll move Ginny up and move depending on what their lineups look like this turn in the battle phase. As much as I'd like to still have him questing, this is more important for now. I should also reconsider my defenses. I don't think I can spare Adu in the North Castle because there's some pretty scary stuff looking at me from across here. And of course, this place is looking a little iffy as well. Although now that they have to defend this castle too, it might be a little better. Oh, Avari Bailey. Hello, thank you for joining the stream. I'm just trying to plan out my next couple of moves. And, of course, making sure I got my quest ready, although I'm fairly sure I got those correct off camera. I have forgotten one or two on occasion, like this. It would be bad to forget this. Alright, a lot depends on how the enemy is going to move once I give the order to go to the next phase. Let's see, how close are you to level 12? Very close. Okay, how much proficiency do you have? Yeah. So you definitely need one more experience quest and then you'll be good for fighting. Because you'll have the second tier Rune Knight classes. And I think that's it. So let's go. Yeah, I'd really like some quality of life changes along the lines of quest training grounds until you reach a certain level, or quest training grounds until a monster reaches promotion level, or something like that. Or quest a certain number of turns. Well, this castle is easy pickings to the point where I don't think I need to attack them myself. This one, not so much. That being said, I should attack both of them. And the main reason for that is... Let's see. So I'm gonna be facing Gilliam with an Archangel, Selena with a Demon, And Rudo, who has kept all of the gear for himself again. What a jerk. So I have two possible approaches here. One is to draw in the mostly undefended Rune Knights and beat them first, if I can. And the other is to unload everything against Rudo, like I did last time, although that's going to be more difficult. I'll have to take a look at their formation and kind of work from there. As for this castle, I will definitely have to fight Kyle, but he's on his own, so I should be able to deal with him. But I'll have to reserve all of my magic attacks that I can field for him, because being a knight, he has very high defense and that shield block skill, so it's not going to be easy. The others, though, let's see, probably him. Yeah, the others are not going to be difficult, though. I outnumber them so much that it should be okay. So this is going to be the tough one. And I'm not 100% on whether I should wait to bring Ginny in. Because I technically have more power here. I wish I could move monsters over to someone during the battle phase, but I can kind of understand why that doesn't work. Above all, I don't want Stella to receive Rudo's Alpha Strike skill. I think my Sea Serpent's defense is high enough that that this thing can tank it, but that's going to take some prediction. Alright, well, I might as well jump in. Because the longer I delay, the easier it'll be for someone to form a good pincer on one of my other castles and cause problems. Now, I want to restate that I have no intention of actually holding these castles. I don't have the Rune Knights for that. I just want to eliminate Mana Silesia. This is one of the nice things about the way this game is designed. I don't necessarily have to... I can leave castles undefended so long as I start the battle phase with them defended. And they're higher power than whatever's next to me. Deep breath. I wasn't looking forward to this. Honestly, I'm a little uncomfortable taking a risk this big on stream. Also, I need to take a look at this and see... I might get attacked anyway. And if that happens, there's a good chance I'll need to retreat. Yeah, they're loading up everything over here. But I can figure out a counterattack next turn, I think. I wanted to retire Ginny, but it looks like I'll still have to use him for a while. It was a nice thought, although I wish I had better luck on the few turns I did manage to quest him for a little while. Well, that's fine. I learned something for next time. I know, that's a lot of talking and not pressing the button to do the thing that I already decided on. But I like to work through these things kind of slow. Well, whichever way this battle goes, it's gonna be memorable. So who wants to go to the south end? because no one here likes being near the mountains. Well, I have some time to set up before the enemy rushes me, I think, so it doesn't matter that much. But what is my formation going to look like? Yeah. I also have to take MP into careful consideration. In particular, I need enough magic to beat Rudo in preferably 1 turn, definitely 2 turns. If it comes to that. If I beat the Rune Knights and all of his monsters, he may just retreat because this is not his last castle. I think that might actually be the most reliable method, now that I think about it. Alright, so what do I want my formation to look like? Well, I definitely don't want the captain to be right at the front because she would possibly get nuked. Another thing that I want to do is possibly lure these guys out. If I can beat the Cardinal in 1 turn, that'll be very good news for me. But, I don't want to be too reckless. Because, I don't know, I feel like there might still be some way for them to change the formation and make things a lot riskier for me. Especially, these guys are probably not going to rush into the front line. So I think I better take my time. Also, I think I should have her use her energy drink next turn. That could be important. If I was going to play this through again, one of the things I would do is invest more heavily in ghouls, because they are extremely tanky for their cost, and good at absorbing alpha strikes, while also being disposable. Which is, of course, the way their lore worked. Technically it was the same in Legend of Forsena, except in that game they were not even good as cannon fodder, so the only use for them was to try to level them up to Vampire Lords. I kinda like how this game makes them better when used for their quote-unquote intended purpose. Right, so I think having a dragon on the flank is always good. I think it's a bit early to use Swift Stance. And I can be a little bit sloppy with my formation because the enemy has not reached me yet. Just need to get them into the general idea that I have for this formation, and it'll be fine. Oh ho! Well, they're definitely grouping together. I don't like this. This seems weird, but I want to pass all of my turns. if possible. Or I might move just a little bit forward with a couple of my units, but that's it. I want to see if they keep rushing me. Because if Rudo moves around here, that actually would not be very good. He'd be able to pick and choose what to attack. I honestly don't know if... because it's very uncharacteristic for the AI to rush forward like that in a defensive mission. Like, this formation right here could possibly be bad news if they just advance like that. Yeah, I think I have to risk moving forward a bit and let them make the first move, even though it's going to hurt a fair bit. The worst problem is I don't know exactly what tile Rudo will go to. Well, unless I only put one unit in range, and then I'd have a pretty good idea. But I don't really trust that. For example, he could just send this forward and stay in the same place himself. Although, I guess I'd be able to just kill whatever he sends forward that way. This is what always happens. Yeah, he sure doesn't care. Yeah, I think I need to move forward. And I need to make sure that my angel can Divine Ray all three of the tiles he can move to. And also make sure that... another problem is that I probably won't be able to surround Rudo. Anyway, I also need to make sure that my sirens are in frost range of those tiles, but that's not so difficult. Having a range of 3 gives a lot of flexibility. Alright, in particular, alright, I want the dragon to be here. Because that means he'll be able to get Dark Breath on him no matter what. This is, of course, assuming that Rudo doesn't do something unexpected, which could very easily be the case. Now, if he tries to spike down Yuki, he probably will, actually. Because they like to target Rune Knights with high power attacks, but a defense of 135 ought to be good enough. And I forgot to use the energy drink. Again! Although, honestly, I'm not 100% sure that it would be a good idea in this case, because if I can't surround Rudo, well, his agility is really good. So I might just... it might just hurt my chances of landing an attack. Now, this is very important. I think it'll be best if I move this one over here to exert zone of control and stop the Simurgh from... Yeah, that'll stop the Simurgh from reaching the Siren. Okay. Okay. As I said, I don't always understand what the AI does. In this case, it worked out in my favor. I think I want to keep this general formation, but obviously I want to beat the Cardinal up. Also, where can Rudo... Oh yeah, I can advance and he won't be able to reach me, so that's good. He did basically the worst possible thing he could have done. Yeah, I want to move here so that the dragon can attack from above. That'll hurt pretty bad. And I forgot to equip the accuracy glove on this guy, so he will have some trouble hitting. I just need to be careful about my positioning, that's all. I mean, I don't like that sort of exchange, but I don't think I have a choice. Yeah, I've changed my mind. I want to attack from above like this so that the Cyclops can surround and get a better hit chance. Oh, that's what I like to see. Still not enough. Oh wow, that is a very large accuracy increase. I'll go with that. So, how much is it going to take to finish him off, though? I'm actually okay with throwing the Archangel in melee combat because she hits fairly hard, and... well, maybe not in this case. But... well, that's almost 100 damage, and I don't expect her to get punched too often. Not with my positioning the way it is. Hooray! Well, I hope I didn't just use up all my luck right there. Is this good enough? Why, yes. Yes, it is. And I will always take the opportunity to get more levels for our captain here. Yeah, those stats are starting to get pretty scary. The only thing is she needs some better gear. Well, I maybe, I don't know. A defense of 125 is not amazing for someone who's supposed to be fighting more or less on the front lines. So I think this will be fine. And Rudo, well, I actually need to rethink a couple of things, because now the tile that he's going to go to is here, and I'd like to set up a breath attack. One, two, three, four. Let's see, is my aura good enough that I can pull that off? Yeah, I think it is. I do miss the Fire Emblem thing where you can just select a unit and be able to see its movement even when you're moving other stuff around. But anyway. Yeah, well, the dragon is a big boy. I think it can handle whatever attacks it from over there. Especially since most of those guys, I think they have the Simurgh and Rudo, and that's pretty much all the melee they have. So I think they'll be just fine. Yeah, they're being fairly conservative about that. So, I'm not actually ready to have Rudo move all the way forward though, so I need to be careful. It looks like they moved into range 2 and 3 to set up spells against Dark Dragon here. Man, you should be proud. You have an entire strategy game named after you. Alright, a lot is going to depend on what I do here. What they do here. Ah, well, okay. Well, that's not the worst thing that could happen. I think that if I'm smart about how I set up, I can do pretty well. They're definitely going to heal off what I do here, but that's okay. Right. It's definitely risky, but I'll see if I can make it pay off. So, to position myself correctly, I need to think about where I'm going to move this dragon to. I'm thinking here. And then, of course, I'll heal it up. I have plenty of resources for that. And Rudo does not have that strike anymore. I don't think closing in to surround them would have been a good idea. And where can Rudo go from here? Well, it's tough to say. It could go to a few places. And several of these would not be in range of Divine Ray. Ah, so complicated. Why do these games have to be complicated? It's almost like it's a strategy or a puzzle game. Well, assuming that I back the dragon off to a place that'll cover around here, I'm gonna take a risk and say that they're gonna stay mostly on the north side. The thing is, retreating from here actually causes a lot of problems for them because they were setting themselves up to cast spells, but now they have to move again before they can do anything. I don't think the unicorn's heal reaches far enough to heal it, but... And for that reason, I should probably move the lizard guard around here. Well, I don't think it makes that much of a difference either way. But the Simurgh seem to like attacking it, so I'll go with that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the problem is I can't cover all of those spaces. But since he seems to like attacking the Dark Dragon, I'll assume that he still wants to do that. Yeah, I might as well cover this space. And since she's going to put herself at risk very soon, I think a protect on her would be a good idea. Yeah, just as I thought, it doesn't quite reach. I'll have to have that wait until next turn. Well, that's all I could ask of you. Right, a lot depends on how this goes. So, Divine Ray will definitely hurt it a lot. Him, whatever. I'm not going to have a whole lot of chances to attack him in melee. And an 80% hit chance could be very serious. Although I do have some healing resources if this misses. Okay, I needed that. I needed that so bad. Also, his normal attacks. Utterly crazy. But you know what? I might as well get this surround thing started. Aha! Because if things do go bad, I still have a chance through defeating his Rune Knights. What is this crit luck? And I stole gear. That's not what I expected. There probably was a mistake, yes. Well. Well, isn't this a tricky situation? How far do I want to go for this? Now that the space is open, I could just do that. Having him actually attack is maybe not a great idea. In fact, that's a really awful idea. I think Holy Word is a much better idea. But with that in mind, how much damage would that do? Around 68, I guess? So if I can use an attack that would leave Rudo at 68, or that, yeah, I think this is the safer thing. Use Frost, then Dragon Breath, and then Holy Word, I think. But to be honest, I think I'd rather level the dragon. So yeah, I guess that's that. The funny thing is, if he hadn't been so greedy about his gear, like if he hadn't equipped that dark ring, my Divine Ray would not have been so nasty. In fact, it probably would have dealt a lot less damage. Well, that's the same thing that happened last time, and AIs don't learn like that. Alright, leave your Archangel behind. Leave your Archangel behind. I'm pretty sure I have one, actually. Oh well. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm just checking for promotions. A friend of mine has messaged me, and I regretfully have to inform him that I'm streaming right now. Man, that's a noisy keyboard, isn't it? I don't think I killed any of their monsters. Yeah, I'm really glad that I'm the one who managed to catch this castle, because I bet that in this game there's some sort of benefit for being the one that finishes off an enemy nation. Provided, of course, that I can actually pull it off. That is not a guaranteed thing just yet. Granted, they have 3 Rune Knights and a dragon, whereas I have a full army, but... nothing is guaranteed. In particular, I need to make sure that I have my Demon Ray to cast Curse on their Paladin. That's going to be a very large portion of... And he's going to be able to heal himself as well. The terrain is also in their favor, although... You know what? It's not all bad. I do have some... Okay, sure, you do that. Yeah, for example, I have a Rune Knight who can walk just fine on mountains. Oh no, don't do that. Alright. Yeah. I have 2 curses and a venom available. And I definitely want to focus on attacks that cannot trigger shield block. Fortunately, Umimaru has no problem doing that. And I have to defeat all 3 of them because they are not going to retreat. There's nowhere for them to retreat to. That is not a thing that will happen. How about you? You prefer... No! You prefer swamp, so I want to leave this tile open, and you can move the iron golem through the mountains. That'll be no problem. I'll figure something out. Normally, going through this choke point is scary when all they have is a few high-quality units. Oh, what are you equipped with? Alright. Well, another white attack orb is certainly good, but it's not quite the same as what Rudo was carrying, let me tell you. And if I knew what kind of effect... Well, I kinda knew that gear was important, but if I had a better idea of the benefits, I may have just spent some turns questing for gear. Well, they're not gonna rush this. And if they do, I kind of feel sorry for them. That would not be a good move. Also, my ranger's pull might be very useful here. And yeah, it might be worth mostly leaving the lizardmen behind, because I don't know how much they'll contribute to this. And these flying units, pretty good. Well, I think I can have them at least stay in the command aura. That seems like a good idea. Alright, this next move is going to be the one that lures them forward, I think. So how does that turn order look? Well, we're going to have a Rune Knight here. And getting prepared to surround her seems like a good idea. Also setting up my long-range attacks. I think casting a Venom on the Temple Knight will be a decent move. Because the healer certainly is not going to rush to the front line. I think I have enough mobility to possibly flank and defeat the healer, probably with Sharad here. I don't think I need to move too much further forward than this. I'm fairly sure Emma will just charge in, because they've done that sort of thing in the past. I know how this goes. Or maybe they won't. Alright, in that case I guess it's okay to move forward a bit. Oh, right, you're like the... Yeah, actually, you're kind of like the female version of a Berserker now. I need to get... Hello, Coffee Potato. Thank you for joining. I need to remember that Temple Knights are not spear throwers anymore. They are definitely all melee, and they do have a whirlwind attack. I just need to give them the space for that. I don't think I'll be able to do much with this goblin in this battle. Field is a little too constricted for that. Are they actually backing away from the castle? I do not advise that. And the reason I do not advise that is, as I've demonstrated before, the castle is very useful as a healing tile. Woohoo. I think I made a mistake. No, wait, it's not too terribly bad. That should cover some possibilities. Oh, you're rushing into the mountains. That's not a great idea. So, in general, if your preferred terrain is not a special terrain, then it will give you penalties no matter what it is. Right. This actually provides some possibilities. I could pull her over this way and make her easier to surround. I think I'm gonna do that, actually. Draw trick is OP. That being said, if I do surround her, I'd better finish her. And I'm not confident that I can do that in one turn. Because she's definitely going to whirlwind attack me. So, let's see, what can I attack with? The thing is, I don't have a lot of healing in this build. Although, in fairness, they don't have a whole lot of anything. No, wait, I actually wouldn't be able to freely move my rock into surround. But, I mean, it's not like... Yeah, this will be fine, I think. At worst, I'll take 2 hits from a whirlwind attack, and wow, that's a lot of return damage. But, you know, I have to cut down those hit points somehow. Well, they do have counterattack up as a skill, so that shouldn't be too surprising. How many flame shots do I have? 3? Yeah, that's fine. I can... Wow, that's not good damage. Well, that's because it's a red attack and I have elemental disadvantage. So yeah, they have quite a few tanky units on their side. Well, quite a few. That's... Most of their units are tanky. Now I need to carefully check... Okay, never mind. He's so far back that he's definitely not going to reach the front. Yeah, I think I should start attacking the dragon. Man, that is not a lot of damage. I expected better, especially because I have elemental advantage against this guy. Is it equipped with something? Nah. Nah, it's just my luck. I've never heard it called the Stairmaster effect, but I like that name. That sounds pretty good. But the thing is, in the earlier version of this game, Legend of Forcena, if you were a land-based unit, Forest usually at least gave you a small evasion bonus. Alright, you're moving up north. That's very important to know. I don't... Well, the nice thing about having a ranger around here is that he's just so very mobile, I can get him out of a bad situation easily. But that is going to slow me down a bit. Well, no need to worry. Alright, I need to be very careful. Yeah. After one more normal attack, he won't be able to fire his beam. So, that venom spell that I was talking about? Let's see, 45 MP versus 108. Yeah. Alright, in fact I can throw out 2 venoms and then 2 curses. So that seems good. Ooh, yeah. That's exactly what I needed. She was proving tough to attack physically, but with poison, I should have a chance. Also, it means that they're gonna need to do more work to fully recover her. And I especially want Kyle to use healing spells if possible. Because it's a... Especially if I can get him to heal Aisha. Because I'd rather have him do that than heal himself. Dang. He doesn't hit like Rudo, but he still does respectable damage. As much as I'd like to use Water Breath, or Aqua Splash, whatever you want to call it, I'm not a huge fan of hitting my own guys, especially since my healing is not so great. Well, I knew that was coming. Right, so anything I have can finish this dragon. And I'm thinking my rock should do it. Well, there's a few options. Also, I think this is a good target right here, even though he's definitely going to take some abuse. I think this elemental can handle it. Yeah, I think I need to have this rock back off from Emma. So as much as I'd like to have it finish off the dragon and perhaps promote later, I gotta deal with the practical situation. Oh yeah, I remember Disgaea GeoFX. I only played Disgaea 1 really, but I remember the item world and the headaches that came from that. Alright, so you're almost certainly going to move over here. Unless you try and go bully this poor elemental, which might actually be in my favor. Do I have any healing at all? Nope, not even a little bit. So let's see if I can pull out a couple of counterattacks here. Oh, very determined, are you? Well, I'd rather deal with that than her healing, although that's not usually the case. Wow, that's really bad. Fortunately, being a flying unit... No, wait, no, I'm probably going to lose it. In fact, I'm definitely going to lose it. Elementals are tricky to use. I kind of needed that, but you know what? Losing a promoted elemental is bad, but it's worth it to remove an enemy nation, I'd say. I can't really say I know exactly where they're going to move next, but I'm going to guess it's around here since mountains are such a pain to navigate. Oh, okay. That's all of her MPs, so she's basically a non-factor now. And it also means they're not going to be able to get rid of that poison. The only question is what Sharad should do next. Well, actually there's a lot of questions. One of which being, where can he move? He's probably going to move... If I had to guess, he's going to move here to attack the centaur. That seems like the most likely thing to me. In that case, it might actually be best to move the centaur back. And he doesn't have much else to do right now. It's weird. My attacking resources are a lot worse than the last battle, so even though I'm facing a tiny enemy army, it's still quite a bit of trouble for me. Actually, if I manage to get a wounded unit into the castle, I can get some healing that way. So, you know... Whoa, not even moving, huh? So how much MP do yeah, you still have a couple of heals left. Does Venom ever go away on its own? I think I have to move this golem back. So that... I'm... Sorry about being so quiet here. This is turning out to be... very tricky. Very, very tricky. I need to try to draw this out. Actually, if I move her forward a tile, that should be a good setup, perhaps. And actually, that'll have Kyle using more heal spells. I think that'll be a good situation for me. That means I don't think he's gonna move forward, but just in case. Just in case. Oops, that does put him outside of the aura, but nothing's gonna attack it, so that's okay. Alright, I think it has to start now. He didn't cast heal, which I find disconcerting. I don't like that at all.
Yosh, 敵を探してやっつけいや。そこよ。指示を送れ。
Right, I don't think that... Let's see, what does the turn order look like? Yeah, she moves next. I think I'll have to move her back to the castle. Well, I don't think he's gonna do a whole lot of damage, but I should check anyway. I noticed they haven't done any parries yet. She has that skill, right? Yeah, she does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that should have triggered by now. Well, I think I'm gonna take a risk. Never mind, risk is not worth it. Just need that handy dandy recovery. I forget what the turn limit is, but I think I'm gonna start running into it soon. If I can get it paralyzed, that would be perfect. Oh geez, that's out of the rune area. Man, that's twice in a row. He really needs to work on his aim. Oh, I actually can throw out more attacks if I want to. And I think I should. Right, this is what I was waiting for. Time to throw out those curses. Man, that's bad damage, though. That's gonna be another pain slice, yep. Oh wow, I only have 4 turns left. That means I have to get super risky. Alright, so what does the rest of the situation look like? He has a heal left. Oh good. That's gonna save me some trouble. Now if he stays here, he's almost certainly gonna die to a pain slice. But I do need to reduce her to 70 something hit points, 76. I think I got it, actually. Well, provided that I can still land another attack or two. Yeah, that'll do it. Provided it's not parried. Yep. Well, that was worth it. And sometimes I need that turn counter to scare me into doing the right thing. Wait, is that out of area? Yeah, it is. I was thinking, no wait, the golem is not that weak. And her aura is pretty small, though. It is very small. Yeah, I better just have her move here and wait. The others can do stuff, though. Well, I'm not actually too surprised because the lore says that Kyle is the right-hand man, the big power behind the throne. Alright, I have a couple of paralyzed waves, so if one of those lands, I'll be in perfect position to finish off the battle. Oh, so it's... yeah. Okay, I was afraid that since I miscalculated, I hadn't actually finished her off, but I don't care that I get no experience for that. Well, I'm almost kinda glad that he didn't get finished off easily. Fortunately, that was only a level 2 Hydra, but still. Still, it looks like I got it. Scary, scary. And I think it would be a good idea for that demon to get the kill, too. Oh, he's still surrounded. Okay. Knowing Kyle, I think it's a little bit of both. Let's check his profile. Yeah. Most of his power comes from his smarts, but he also is the sort of person to train extremely hard and take things seriously. The sort of person who in Fire Emblem would have very high stats but low luck. And I just got myself a new Archdemon. And for the first time, we are going to see what happens when a kingdom gets knocked out of the game. I guess that's what happens when you go into a battle with very high defense enemies and not a whole lot of magic attack. I don't think I would have been able to pull it off without that demon, and I greatly appreciate the patience of the viewers. Man. Also, while you're here, Coffee Potato. While you're here, Coffee Potato, I'd like to thank you for that link to the Tactics Ogre guide. I plan to take a close look at what's in there, because I didn't promise anyone that I'd do a blind playthrough of that game. Now, most of the time when a culture gets wiped out, it's a moment of sorrow. But everything about the Manath Cilicia theocracy makes me say good riddance. The Rune Police. How much of the Rune Police was secret police, I wonder? Say what you like about real life, but this seems like the sort of kingdom where all Rune cops are bad. Well, I guess we got one of our questions answered.
ステラ、マナサリージア法王国が滅亡した。それでさ、ザイアの騎士になった人が
Because unless you're Rudo, life goes on. Wait, does this happen automatically?
国をなくした癒してこの大国を滅ぼすなんてあんたの国の勢いは
Oh, actually, that was a bit of a problem for us.
私も大家族を食わせなきゃなんなくてねこれからますます戦いも苛烈になってくだろうさ
Now, if this works like the other games, what happens is some of their lower level knights join the country that defeats them, and some of their higher level ones join other countries.
よろしく頼む
Well, I won't say no to having a healer. That divine ray of hers was pretty strong. I'm not sure I want someone like you on my side, though. Okay, fine, I'll give you a chance. So if there's anything that was proven to me by this battle, it's... No matter how scary enemy counterattacks are, there are times when I have to just dive in. I have this thing in my head from playing strategy games that if I'm not dealing more damage than I'm taking, then it's a bad move. But in a game like this, I need to be more flexible than that. Wait, I think I said some part of that wrong, but I hope you get the idea. Well, anyway, guarding my borders should be a little bit easier now. And I might be able to quest for more knights as well. High Centaurs. High Centaurs, their main claim to fame is that they can fire arrows from 3 hexes away instead of 2. So it's really difficult to have a backline that does not have room for them. And I think I can get another Phoenix. I'm not sure exactly... okay, fine, I'll skip through the rest of it. I'm sorry, Coffee Potato, I know how you feel about that sound. Whew. I thought for sure that the turn limit was 15, but I'm glad I was reminded otherwise, because that could have been very bad. Well, so the thing I'm going to do is probably abandon the castles that I took. Although there are a couple of other plans that I could follow as well. One of which is I could attack Zaugust's, and that would reduce the number of castles that I have to guard. No, wait. That would have to be a larger offensive. I'd have to attack Zaugust and Galest and Garwellen, and I'm not even sure how much that would help me, and it would be some messy battles. Okay, I have a lot of rearranging to do off camera now. I need to figure out what I'm going to hold and what I'm going to leave behind. As I said, I'm actually inclined to leave these behind because it'll give the enemy trouble with spreading out their forces, I think. Yeah, I should probably save after all that. And let this also serve a lesson to me, which is to always have some magical offense in my squads. I mean, yes, the demon was very helpful, but I could have easily had a situation where I needed more than that. Although it does depend on what I'm fighting. In general, having some magic is good. Oh, come on. High Lord? Are you kidding me? I need some cavalry. And some gladiators, too. Alright, now to double save, because I'm extremely paranoid and can never quite remember whether I saved, even though it's fairly obvious I did. And thank you for watching. I appreciate you stopping by, and once again, I stream every 2 days. It was fun. I'll see you next time.